I'm Batman. And I'm not using that voice, fuck that shit. I'm Batman, and I saw Batman Returns. It's directed by Tim Burton, and it's starring Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito. Man, Danny DeVito's performance in this movie is top notch. Holy crap, I love it. I gotta redo my suit. He really makes the movie for me. This movie is quite goofy and dark. The movie starts with establishing these two parents have this weird kid, and he's freaky. He's so freaky he has to be put in a cage. He eats and wrestles this cat while he's in the cage, so his parents decide to drop him into the sewers, where 33 years later, he emerges. There's newspapers being written about him. Oh, there's a penguin. The Penguin Man, he's in the sewers. You gotta beware of the Penguin Man in the sewers. Lo and behold, guess who shows up? Penguin Man. But he appears later. What's first to establish is you get this secretary of this really evil guy who wants to have all these power plants made in Gotham. And this very good assistant to this mayor guy snooped through all of his files and has the audacity to tell him all these files and to question him in front of his face. It was really dumb of her. She's very insecure, but it's also very lazy writing in thinking, oh, just because she's insecure, I can just have her say all these dumb things that no smart person would ever say in front of this person and get herself killed for it. And that's what happens. She gets herself killed for it. The mayor guy is not a good guy at all. In fact, he's willing to kill her. So she pushes her out of a window and she becomes Catwoman. How? Well, she dies, obviously, but then is brought back to life by being licked by stray cats. How ridiculous is this? This is insane. Mayor guy is also being blackmailed by the Penguin. Where does Mayor guy put all of his sneaky stuff that he needs to get rid of? In the sewers, of course. Who's in the sewers? The Penguin. He has all this blackmail, and so there's a raccoon over there. That's not a bat. That's unfortunate. So he has all this blackmail, and he uses it to get in higher society, which he does. He's pretty immediately mayor, or running for mayor. Not exactly sure, but everyone loves him. They just will let him do anything in front of him, including biting someone's nose in front of everyone else and eating a raw fish. And having this hot chick try to talk to him, and he's unresponsive. He can't respond properly. He's like, huh? I'm eating fish. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, I can't hear you over the mouth of my mouth noise. Over the noise of my mouth. Penguin gives this really sad sob story once he's put on TV. I just want to find my mom and my dad, and I want to see why would they do something like this as to put me in the sewers for having freak flipper hands, and this hand's kind of like that. So the three fingers are conjoined. Because of the sob story, though, he gets access to the Hall of Names. And in the Hall of Names, he writes down all these names. Not sure what it's used for until later. Catwoman, at this point, is on the Penguin's side, because she's in a feud with Batman that she started. She says stuff like, oh, we were fighting, but no. The scene you're questioning is, you're back flipping over to where Penguin and Batman are standing, and then the Penguin leaves, and then you go chase after the Penguin. Batman chases after you, and you start hitting him. And so he has to retaliate and start hitting you back. And you have the audacity to be like, oh, Batman started it. No, you didn't. No, he didn't. You started the fight. Just admit that you did this, please. What's even funnier, though, is that after this encounter, Selina and Bruce meet. Selina is such a seductress. He and Bruce start making out on Bruce's couch, but they both have to avoid each other's injuries, avoid showing each other that they have injuries. Oh no, bad news comes on the TV. After bad news, Bruce is like, I gotta go. And that's the most obvious way of showing that you're Batman. So he goes to stop Penguin from blowing up the city. Just now remembering how Penguin became mayor. So one of these gangs that he operates, one of the guys just walks behind and steals the baby of the mayor and flips into the sewer. And then Penguin emerges with the baby. And it's showing how he's emerging from the baby because he has this little lift that's pushing his rubber ducky that he stands on up. But the rubber ducky has a head, so it realistically wouldn't fit through that little hole. It would just cap out, and then his head would kind of appear halfway through the hole. That didn't really make much sense to me. Another weird scene, when the Penguin looks upon the grave of his parents, I'm like, oh, this is just a horror movie. This is very scary. How could this movie ever be for kids? It is, wow, it's dark. Catwoman goes back to the Penguin and tries to get all this juicy stuff out of him, or something, or whatever happens, but Penguin's trying to sleep with her. And the line that they use in the movie for him is, I got some pussy tonight. Get it? 'Cause she's a cat? And she's looking all angled up and womanly. So she seems like she's prime for some lovin', some meowing around. But she rejects the advances of Penguin, and so Penguin wants to kill her, attempts to kill her, but she lands in this kitty litter thing, and it's quite convenient how she keeps being saved by things related to cats. This movie is utterly ridiculous. What I remember next is Bruce and Selina are at the mansion again. They're at an event this time. And they slowly figure out that who each other are, and how you can tell that Selina finally knows who Bruce is by saying, oh man, do we have to fight now? And I'm personally of the opinion that no, you do not have to fight. Y'all should just fuck in your costumes, because that would be hot. Penguin has a plan. His ultimate plan, he exposits to Batman. Like, oh, I'm going to kill the first son of everyone, and I'm gonna rule Gotham and have all my Penguin friends there to help me. So he uses his recording that he secretly recorded, and he plays it at the Penguin's next speech. And of course, everyone hates the Penguin for saying these things. It sounds like he's saying them because he did. So Penguin has a second plan, and it is to have all these penguins emerge from the sewer with bombs attached to their back, and they have a signal to blow up Gotham. And so they're waddling around. They're just whoop, whoop, whoop. I got a bomb casually on my back. That's something penguins have. And then there's a signal jammer, and their signal gets jammed. And now they don't have to go blow up Gotham. They just return to the sewer. Penguin is throwing a hissy fit, and he falls back into the water, back to where he comes from. And then the next scene is he's on a rubber duck. And that's where I turned off the movie, because it is incredibly goofy. It's really bad. I like it personally, but it's bad. I didn't finish the end part, but what I can gather, Penguin dies in the end and everything is a-okay. and Catwoman still lives on to know his identity. It's just so bad. Everywhere Catwoman goes, she just decides to flip around and then to just weirdly kill people, thinking that's okay. Her first person that she saved from a criminal, she does tic-tac-toe. So she scratch, tick, scratch, tack, and then jabs them in the eyes, toe. And that was incredibly brutal. Oh no! Another scene. She licks her leather in order to be sexy. She wants the self-care. Oh, I think I need a bathe. Yummy, yummy leather. This movie seemed so much like a fetish film to me. And if you want to see even more content after that, patreon.com/ASEpresents, $3 a month, ASE dailies. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw.